Brant, Michigan will play Alabama here in the Reliaquest Bowl, formerly the Outback Bowl. I don't know what to make of this game because, truthfully, I don't really know who's playing or how much they're going to play. I mean, it sounds like you have Michigan, who you've got all of your top talent is basically not playing. And they're heading to the NFL draft. We know that a lot of young guys are going to also get snaps. I know you're not thrilled about what you think is going to happen with the quarterback position in this game. What's interesting about Alabama is they are, while they're not having any players that I've seen anyway publicly declare they're not playing in this game, they are getting hit hard with the transfer portal right now. And so that's going to create some opt-outs as well, just because they're not going to be on the team any longer. So Brant, I don't know what you make of this game. What are your thoughts? Do you have thoughts on who wins, who loses this game, or just overall what you are anticipating to see or want to see?
Dave, I was originally completely in the Jaden Davis. I better see him camp. I do not want to see Davis Warren, but I'm at the point now where I say, what do I want Sharon to do? Like, I almost feel like his hands are, he's probably handcuffed at this point with the Davis situation, Jaden Davis, that is, situation. Maybe he's not good enough to play. I've got to understand that as a fan. I get it. Maybe he's planning on opting out and transferring, whatever his plans might be in the future. I get that I'm probably going to have to watch Davis Warren one more time, but, it is what it is. I want to move on from that, and I want to quickly talk about just the Michigan and their mindset going into this game, just as far as, Dave, you've already mentioned the NFL players that are going to be leaving, and all of a sudden, now it almost kind of feels like a tryout game. And in some ways, like, guys are leaving for the portal. We've probably already got, what, Dave, 10, 15 players in the portal from Michigan's end as well. So it kind of feels like a tryout spot. And to be honest with you, Dave, I don't hate it. Like, I know a lot of people are probably downing on it because maybe you haven't seen these guys before or whatever. But I'm just saying, if you're going into this game, have an open mind about it. If you lose the game, don't get upset. I know you and I kind of have already talked off air about, do we want to win? Obviously. Are we going to be upset if we lose? I would like to say no, but probably is the answer. But I just want to take this game with an open mind and look for things that especially offensively, like what is Sharon going to come up with to help this offense be able to move the ball with some of the key players out. Dave, you've already talked about Alabama's probably going to be missing some guys, so really anything on film might not really help you in this football game. So I am looking forward to it in that aspect. The other thing that I will say is, if this is your tryout period for Michigan football, go out and make the most of it, man. Like, you could make a lot of money in this game. Really, you can. And whether you make it from Michigan or whether you make it in the transfer portal after this game, I think a lot of these kids should look at this and take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't really know what to take of this game. Like in one sense, like, I know we're gonna see some guys get a shot, and I'm excited for that. Like, I will be thrilled to watch Jordan Marshall do his thing and Ben Hall and these guys. Like, I'm excited for that. I'm also with the understanding of the reality that Michigan is going to, I mean, their offensive line already wasn't great this year, but it's going to be even worse in this game. And you're likely going to trot Davis Warren out there with no Colson Loveland, with no Khalil Mullings, who's run the rock all year. Tyler Moore is not going to be there. So I'm kind of tampering my expectations, and I just want to remind people that if this doesn't look good, or you watch Jordan Marshall go out, who everybody will be excited to see, and runs it 11, 12 times for like 30 yards, I need people to not be, well, now we really need a running back in the portal because Jordan Marshall isn't it. Like, let's just remember what this game is. And what it is you're right, Brant, it's a tryout. It's going to give some of these guys their chance to prove why they deserve a spot in the row, or to get snaps next year on this football team and into spring ball. And I hope to make the most of the opportunity. I think what I'm most excited for, like, I'm dreading, Brant, watching this offense, which I have all year. I'm dreading what it's going to look like. I know I keep talking about Jordan Marshall and Ben Hall. I'll be honest, those are like the only two guys I'm actually excited to watch on the offense. I'm excited about the defense. I think that there are some guys, especially on the D line, namely guys like Derek Moore, TJ Guy, who say that they are coming back. Etta in the middle as well. That I would love Rayshon Benny. Like I want to see some of these guys give us a look at what they can be next year. Because I'll be honest, even without Will Johnson this year, this defense managed to get better as the year went on. And now I know they're not going to have Mason Graham. I don't know about Kenneth Grant. We still have not heard whether Kenneth Grant's going to declare or not. I would bet, I'd say 80-20. I would think that he is going. He's probably a lock for the first or second round. But who knows? I mean, I just think we're going to see some new faces, but yet some familiar faces on that defense. Like this isn't going to be totally out of the left field. You may see a guy like Cole Sullivan or a Mason Curtis, Jimmy Rolder. Like these guys get some snaps out there, and hopefully they make the most of their opportunity. And man, I don't know from like the Alabama side of things. Like I know Jalen Milroe is playing, but Brant, you and I have kind of talked. Jalen Milroe is. You're talking about a potential transfer portal quarterback right there. So we already know Justice Haynes, Alabama running back, has hit the transfer portal, and there are some ties and some potential links to Michigan. But I don't know. I don't know what to make of this game. I guess I think that when all is said and done, does a loss stink to end the year? Yeah, of course it does. It's not the end of the world. Would a win feel really good? Absolutely. Like just because this program, in my opinion, some people will laugh at this, but I think we're ascending right now. Ever since Bryce Underwood's had committed and flipped to Michigan, I should say, the program has been ascending from the 50-point game against Northwestern to a crazy upset in Columbus over Ohio State, to some massive recruiting wins and transfer portal wins already. You can see the vision starting to come together. And so to end this season on a win, and like what a Michigan homer take to say, oh, win would be amazing. That would be awesome. But a loss doesn't really matter. I understand how that sounds, but that's just where I'm at. So Brant, any final thoughts on this game and, Michigan and or Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, if we were talking in the middle of the season, we were talking back-to-back losses to Washington and Illinois, and I told you, what if we end the season with wins over Ohio State and Alabama? You'd be like, sign me up right now. So I think that, yeah, while these players are going to take it as a tryout, I think this is also a big moment for a guy like Wink, just to see what's in the bag, right? Maybe you don't have your best players, but again, he didn't have his best player against Ohio State, and he was able to come up with a game plan. And we talk about this a lot, Dave. Ohio State fed into what Michigan wanted them to do. Sure, that's Ohio State screwing themselves. However, can Wink come up with something to help stop Milroe or contain Milroe and do enough to get this offense? Maybe it can only muster 14, 17, 20 points. Is it enough to win the football game? I would bet against it, but I definitely will have my closest eye probably on Wink, as Sharon and the offense will be fighting kind of one hand behind their back.